Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to this week's video. For those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you for coming through. My name is Lunadia and I'll be your yoga teacher for the next half hour or so. So come flow with me and come enjoy with me. Today's sequence, the sun's in my face. Today's sequence is going to be yoga combined with primal movements. So really just exploring the body a little bit. But for those of you who have done yoga before, whether it be elsewhere or with me, you wouldn't be so surprised by some of these movements. You would be quite familiar with some of them, but some of them might surprise you. So the reason why I've decided to then incorporate these two is because there are these similarities. And from my experience, I find that they work together really well. And it comes together to become a really nice but relaxing workout. So if you'd like to pump it up, you can. But otherwise, I'm just gonna guide and give a basic flow for you guys. And yeah, whether you're here for a workout or just for a relax, I got you. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna come to the back of our mats and sit in our Japanese squat, I think it's called. I always forget what it's called. Rock pose. Sitting on your balls of your feet. While you're sitting on your heels, you got your balls of your feet on the floor. And I've said this before, this pose can be quite intense for many, but really just challenge yourself to hold it as long as you can. So that if it does become too intense, you're just going to bring your hands forward and then maybe twist through the ankles, tap through the feet, whatever you feel comfortable with, and then come back. It's very good for the feet. You get a nice stretch all the way through the feet, and the benefits extend throughout the body into the brain. So really, it's beneficial. It doesn't just hurt. And also, the more you do it, the less intense it becomes. So that's why I say just challenge yourself, hold it for as long as you can, because once you get to a point where you can hold it, then it's not that bad. All right. So we just start off centering ourselves, coming into our space. As always, just coming into the present moment, realizing that this is all that's important. We've come here to be with ourselves, to take care of ourselves. So we're going to do that through both mind and body, and maybe even spirit. So we start off outside, just becoming aware where we are, like I said, becoming comfortable in our space. Feeling the ground beneath us. If you're outside, feeling the wind, maybe some sun on you. Smelling whatever's around you, whether you're inside or outside. Just becoming present. And then we come inside, we come into the body. Do a nice scan through the body, making sure that we're not holding on to any unnecessary tension anywhere in the body. So the neck is relaxed, we've got the shoulders relaxed, the jaw, all the way down the torso and the arms. If you'd like to be holding a mudra here, you can. And then we come down into the butt cheeks, into the perineum, down the legs and into the feet. So I think I explained this last week as well. but we relax any unnecessary tension. So in some cases, there will be some tension that's then necessary for the pose that you're holding, and that's fine. But as much as you can, you just relax the body. And now that we've relaxed through the body, now we come into the breath. So we feel the air move through our body, just observing the breath first, not forcing or changing anything, just awareness. Feel as the body sucks in that oxygen, drawing it into each part of the body, and as the body pushes our carbon dioxide out. Breathing. And now we can start to breathe deeper, inhaling, and as we inhale, we really expand the belly out. And as we exhale, we pull the belly in, and then we come down with the chest. If you haven't watched the tips on the virtual yoga class, please go ahead and do that. I speak about breathing, about positions of the body, about sitting, about your downward dog, all of those things. All right. Bringing the hands forward now, and let's twist through those ankles. Just twisting the ankles in different directions. And then let's tap through the feet. And then we're going to do our lovely ankle exercises. So tucking the toes, sorry to have to make you go back. And then we come back, sitting down onto the heels. And then we come back forward, release the knees, release the feet. And then we lean back on the ankles, so we get a nice stretch through the front of the ankles. We keep our hands in front of us just for that counterbalance. Coming back again, and then the knees come forward, release the feet, and then we come up. So we do all of this nice and controlled. We're not falling into anything like me. Really controlling each movement. You should be able to time when your knees are going to hit the floor and when your heels are going to hit the floor. It is going to be harder for some than for others. Just keep practicing. This is really good for ankle flexibility as well as strength. So for those who use their ankles quite a lot, whether you're in sports, this is really good for you because then your ankles are less prone to injury. Breathing. All right, and that was our last one, bringing the hands down onto the floor. And we come into our tabletop position. So we've got our knees directly underneath the ankles, the wrists directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into our cats and our cow. So we inhale, drop the belly, look up. As we exhale, we round from the tailbone and we look towards the belly. And again, inhale, dropping the belly, look up. Exhale, round, come towards the belly. And again, inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, round, looking towards the belly. And then from here, we're just going to free flow. So I invite you to do whatever you'd like to do to just loosen through the back, through the shoulders. You can even bring the arms out wider. Sit yourself into a quick child's pose. You can bend the arms, come all the way down onto the floor. You can make circles with the hips, circles with the shoulders. You can move side to side if you like, or you can just continue with those cat-cows. Whatever you like, just to loosen through the body. And then now coming back to our stillness, to our tabletop, and we're going to start incorporating our primal movements here. So if you've done yoga with me before, it's possible that you've encountered this one before. So we just tuck the toes, we lift the heels just off the floor. Make sure the back is flat, and then we walk opposite hand, opposite foot, and then we go backwards, same, opposite hand, opposite foot. So we move back and forth. If that's too difficult for you, you can continue with that. If that's too difficult for you, we start with these. So lifting opposite hand, opposite foot once again. Just straightening the arm and leg. And if you'd like even more of a challenge, then you straighten the arm and leg while you move. So forward, straight, back, and so on. All right. You can drop the knees, come back down, sit back into a child's pose. Breathing. I also really like that one as a warm-up. It really engages through almost all parts of the body, if not all parts of the body. So the body is active and we know what we're doing now. Breathing. All right, inhale, roll the body, come up, and then let's sit back into a downward dog. So lifting up the heels, and then here, as usual, we can come into we can walk the dog. So we can bend one knee at a time to loosen through the backs of the legs. Breathing. And with this one as well, you can do whatever movement you like. So just loosen through the body. Or you could just stay still as well. Just pressing those heels into the floor, pressing the palms of the hands into the floor. All of us come to meet in stillness now, pressing the heels into the floor. Breathing. And then I want you to just shorten your stance slightly. So bring the hands closer, just by about one hand's length. And then we're going to do the same as the bear crawls, just now in a downward dog position. Okay, you're likely to come off your mat on this one. But yeah, just enjoy it. So inhale, we move opposite hand, opposite foot, and then we move backwards. So here we're really getting some coordination with the body. Engage the core, make sure it's strong. Breathe. You can bend the legs. Breathing. And we continue here with our slow, deep breaths, with your ujjayi breath if you're doing that. All right, and then come back to center of your mat. Come back into your normal downward dog. Breathe here. Inhale, roll the spine, come forward. Exhale, we're gonna come down, either through your knees, chest, and chin, or through your full chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down into your downward dog. Back into your downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands, and we're gonna jump the feet to the outsides of the hands. And we sit down into our yogic squat. All right, and let's just push the knees out here. Breathe. So if your heels aren't all the way on the floor, that's fine. You're just sitting up on the toes as much as you can. If you'd like some support, you can even put something there under the heels, maybe a block or a pillow or a book. Otherwise, we're really just pressing the heels down towards the floor. Sitting up straight, breathing, and then we're going to come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come down, and we face the mat. Bring the feet out again so that we can come into our yogic squat. Inhale, we exhale, squat down. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to do some hops. So first, before we do the hop, make sure you've got those knees nice and wide, because you're not going to have your arms to now push them out. So here we're actively widening the hips, and then stretch the arms out. Let's just stay here for a second so we feel the stretch through the back, maybe even through the shoulders as well. Breathing. All right, so now you see how it's supposed to feel. So then we're going to place the hands down, and all of our weight is going to come into our arms because we're going to hop ourselves forward. So we stretch the arms, come forward, and hop the hands, the feet towards the hands. And we do it again. And then you can either turn around really gently, so just bring yourself around like that, or I'll show you the other option on the other side. So we stretch the arms out, come forward, and again. The other option is that you explode up or you hop up and into a turn. So inhale, and you come all the way around. All right, let's continue. If you'd like to make this one harder, and each time you turn, make sure you turn in the same direction. If it's towards whatever device you're watching on or away from, that way you'll make sure that a different leg is leading you with each turn. If you'd like to make this one even harder, you will maybe do this in a bigger space, and you'll really explode up with the legs. So instead of the hands coming out first, the hands reach out, but the legs really propel you. All right, last round. Coming back up to the top of your mat, and then inhale, straighten the legs and bring the legs together into a forward fold. Grab onto the opposite elbows, and let's just sway here. So I'm sure you would have felt, especially if you did the exploding, that your quads were definitely very active, and we also worked through the glutes there. Releasing the head down, breathing. All right, then you may hate me, but you're gonna come back down into a squat. Don't worry, it won't last long. Just so that you can bring your bum down and you can lay on your back. I told you it wouldn't last long. All right, hugging those knees in. Breathe. Straighten out one leg and just hug the one knee in. And then let's do the other side. So the one leg is straightened, the other knee comes in. And then bring both knees in. And then let's come up onto our bums. All right, and then we're gonna do our next movement. So feet are firm on the floor, hands are firm on the floor, fingers are pointing outward. So fingers are pointing towards the edge of your mat. And then you've got two options. Either we're just gonna lift the hips just off the floor, staying here, and then we're gonna do those same crawls that we did. So when we were moving on our hands and feet back and forth, but just now upside down basically. So opposite hand opposite foot. If you'd like to advance this one and make it harder, you're just going to bring the hips all the way up into like a tabletop, and then you maintain that. Breathing. Breathe as you move. Maintain whatever you can. You can even move in between them if this one becomes too hard. All right, last time. And then we come back to center. Release the hips. And then let's just bring our hands off the floor. Give them a break. They've been going through a lot today. It's not the last that they're gonna go through, but let's just give them a break. Twisting through the wrists, pressing the one wrist in, pressing the one wrist out, doing whatever it feels your wrists need. All right, and then now we're gonna go into our reverse plank. So again, we have the hands, but this time the hands are pointing towards the feet. We stretch out the legs and we just lift up the hips. Point those toes, trying to get those toes to touch the floor. Activate through the back muscles, through the glutes, activate through the core. If you'd like to make this one harder, lift up one leg. Hold it there for 10 seconds. And then we do the other leg. Lift the hips up, 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 and then release. Come up to sitting up tall. Bring out the bum flesh. Inhale, bring the arms up, flexing those feet. Exhale, let's come down into a forward fold. So you're reaching for your toes. If you can't reach your toes, you're grabbing onto those ankles, or you've got a strap or a belt or a towel around the feet and you're pulling yourself towards your feet. If you are using a strap or a belt or a towel, then you're going to creep your hands up the strap or the belt or the towel towards the feet so that eventually you can touch your feet. Because the idea is that we don't do this just once in a while, right? We're doing this constantly to increase our flexibility. Maybe you're doing this sequence more than once. Important here, we fold it from the hips so the back is as straight as it can be. We've just relaxed through the head. And we're breathing. And then inhale, roll the spine coming up. And then you can continue facing in the one direction. I'm going to come to face you. We're going to bring the one foot underneath the butt cheek. Inhale, bring the foot to the outside of the other knee. And then try to stack the knees as much as you can. Not everyone is going to be able to do that, and that's fine. You just bring the knee up on top of the other knee as much as you can. You should feel a nice stretch from the glutes into the thigh maybe. And then we're going to bring the same hand as the leg on top behind us. I didn't indicate which foot you should use, so I won't indicate that now. So same foot, same hand behind us. Inhale, growing tall, and we exhale, twist. So if we were here, we would have been able to do this twist where we're holding on, but we're not there. So we just hold on to the knee, twisting, looking behind us. Breathing. And inhale, untwist the body, and we're going to come into a fold here. So you can stretch the arms out forward, folding over the leg. And then inhale, coming back up. And opposite, so bring the other foot underneath, other foot on top. And then we do the same thing, so same hand as the foot on top comes behind us. Inhale, grow tall. You can lift the arm, and then we exhale into our twist. Breathing. Making an effort to expand the belly here. I think this is a twist that's easier to breathe in than others. And then inhale, untwist the body, grow tall once again, and we exhale, coming forward, folding over the leg. And we really reach the arms forward. Maybe we can even get an opening through the back and the shoulders. And then inhale, coming up. And then bring the leg out. And then we're just going to sit comfortably. Going to do a quick stretch through the shoulders, so bringing the one hand in front and the other arm folds over the elbow. Just stretching through the shoulders. They've supported us a lot today. Breathing. And then we're going to bring the hand behind the body, grab onto that elbow, and using your head to push the arm back if you need a bit more of a stretch through that tricep. And then release, we do the other side. And then the hand comes behind us, and we use the other hand to pull on that elbow and possibly the head to move the elbow back. Breathing. And exhale, release. And let's come down onto our backs, into our Shavasana. So then while we're here, we just allow the body to sink down into the floor, releasing any and all tension that the body holds. So we do this by just doing a scan through the body, just as we did in the beginning, from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. One body part at a time to make sure it is relaxed. And then once we've relaxed through the body, we come to relax through the mind, and we do so by focusing on the present moment. And in this present moment, all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. So we just feel the air coming in and out of the body, not forcing, allowing the breath to come back to natural. Feeling the belly as it rises and falls. Feeling as the cool air, maybe it's not so cool seeing that it's summer, but feeling the cool air coming in through the nostrils and the warm air coming out. And then if you'd like to stay here for longer, please do. Just hit pause. Otherwise, if you're waking up with me now, starting to wiggle through the fingers and wiggle through the toes, flopping the feet side to side, flopping the head side to side. And then we bring up the knees, turn over onto our right side. And then just take your time, push yourself up when you feel ready. We come to seated. Just give yourself a moment here. Bring the hands to the sides. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. And again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down, hands come down to your heart. And one last time, make it your biggest breath. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Take some time here to reflect back on an intention that you may have set at the beginning of the practice. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. Sun is once again in my eyes. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please make sure to give it a like. Make sure you subscribe. Because, we've got a video every week and it benefits me and it benefits you. So, yeah, subscribe, give it a like, leave a comment. Let me know how you found it. Let me know if there's anything that you're looking for. If you've got any suggestions, any requests, I've got you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye. All right, last round. What? Ugh, wet floor.